What's going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence McKay of Ante Up Fitness Personal Training Services here in Woodbridge, Virginia. Um, I have been challenged to do a 30-day YouTube challenge for my personal training business. So what I decided to do was actually take today, day one, and just give you a chance to get to know me a little better. Um, just tell you a little bit more about who I am and why I chose to be a personal trainer, why I chose to do what I do. Um, Originally, I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, born and raised. Spent most of my time traveling back between Virginia and Jersey. Was always fascinated as a kid with strength. My favorite character was Incredible Hulk. I love He-Man, Thundercats. All the big strong guys. Those were my idols. There were plenty of pictures of me. Always walking around, flexing. You know, just just posing on people. So it's always been a part of me to want to be this guy. And thinking back, I used to go to this I think it was a private school. Can't really remember what school it was. Either way, we had this substitute teacher that came in one day, and she had us go through this I guess ceremony or celebration or whatever, where we had to give each one of my classmates, we had to write down something that we wished for another individual. In this case, it was her. So she wrote down one wish that she had for all of us, and we wrote down a wish for her. And when she got to me, her wish for me was that I had, ironically, um, I had a wonderful bodybuilding career, which hasn't happened. I'm not a bodybuilder, but for me to be a personal trainer at this point in time, I think it's funny. I can't say ironic because I don't believe anything really happens by coincidence. I really think that was something that was kind of predestined for my life. So only God knows. But either way, like I said, I was always fascinated by strength and strong, muscular type physiques. Growing up, I played sports, played football, a lot of street ball. Didn't really play for an organized team until I got to about seventh, eighth grade. That's when I actually played my first year of football. I started out as what was my first position? Crap, I was a center. Started as a center and a nose tackle, and I hated every minute of it. I didn't like getting hit. So my second year, I tried out to be a linebacker, and that's when I found my calling. I was actually a first string linebacker and first string halfback on offense, same team. But I love defense. I love to be able to hunt and go after somebody and just lay them out, lay all into them. And for me, it was like I gotta be the biggest, baddest, strongest dude on the team. Of course, I wasn't the biggest. There were some guys bigger than me, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the fastest and I'm gonna be the strongest. And I went ahead and played, and was one of the top players on the team. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was the best. I definitely wasn't the best, but I was among the top. So I was a contender. I was a heavy hitter for real. And I went on. That was in middle school. Played 2 years, whatever. And then I went on to high school. And when I got to high school, I tried out for the team. And I guess my motivations were a little different. I wasn't as athletic, wasn't as conditioned. And I remember the coach coming over to me because I had a knee brace, but I had it on my leg backwards, so it was covering up my calf. And he comes over and he's like, "Hey, I noticed that you're wearing the knee pad on your leg." And he's like, "I noticed the scar on your leg. Is there something wrong with your leg? Does it hurt? Does it keep you, does it keep you from performing?" And I just shook my head, no, just like didn't think about it. But what I forgot, and I can blame my mother for helping me forget, is that I was actually born with a club foot. but I never let it affect me, because the only thing I knew was how to operate with that club foot. I didn't know anything different. I didn't think it wasn't unnormal to me. It wasn't unusual because this is what I've dealt with since birth. And my mother, she never, ever, ever let me think that I was handicapped. Ever. That just wasn't a part of my mindset. It wasn't what she taught me. She never taught me that I had a disability, so I never acted like I had one. So, going from that was actually the first time that anybody has really brought it to my attention that I had something unusual about me. And it never really resonated with me. Even after that, for a while, it was just like, coach is tripping, whatever. Long story short, I didn't make the team. I actually ended up moving before tryouts finished. So, for years after that, I didn't play sports or whatever. I just really fell into some bad habits. And then, once I was grown, I actually ran into some pretty good guys. They're all military, all gym rats. And that's where my love for the gym was reignited. Excuse me. Started working out back in like '03. And I just really, really, really fell in love with being in the gym. It was my stress relief. It was everything to me. It was the place I went to go pick up girls. I had to look good if I wanted to pick up females. So, boom, what better way to do it? Go in the gym. I remember going to the gym like 5-6 days a week. For me, it was a game. It was like, all right, go to work, come home, go to the gym, and I would stay to the gym. I would get home probably like 4:30, hit the gym by 5:30, and I would be in the gym until about 8 o'clock. And it's kind of ironic because then I thought good nutrition was, getting a foot-long steak and cheese and then a little side salad. And I really didn't pay too much attention about soda and holistic foods and sugar intake and all that crap. I was just like, whatever. I had a pretty good physique, and I felt like no matter what I ate, I would burn it off. So, fast forward a few years of those habits, and of course it caught up with me. So, I wasn't working out as much or as hard, still eating the same, having barbecues every week, case of Coronas, it was like every other night. So, that lifestyle caught up with me, and eventually I got fat. It is what it is. It caught up with me. So, fast forward to a few years ago, and I was at a point where I wanted to take my daughter out and just spend time with her. It's like father daughter time. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna rip and run. We're gonna go to all these different stores and places and things of that nature. And I found myself going from store to store and having to take breaks every time I would get to a store or pass a bench because I was out of breath. I was flat out tired. And I'm just like, wow, I was in my early 30s and I felt like I was 60. So for me, that was like, okay, something has to change. I have to do something. I can't live like this. I had watched my father go through some of those same symptoms. And, it kind of scared me because I I see where everybody older than me, I see where their health has declined too because of the actions that they did not take. And, I remember being younger, seeing my dad in the gym, actually working out with him and my uncle on occasion. And, they were big, strong guys. And, to watch, the parallel or the paradigm shift rather to where they are or where they were at that time, it kind of scared me. So, long story short, I'm like, okay, I gotta get back in the gym. But at the same time, I needed money. So I needed a way to make money. So I found a way to combine the two. And I actually started out my personal training career as a Beachbody coach. Selling P90X, Shakeology, Insanity, things, all those type of programs. I started out as a Beachbody coach, and just from the community, there were other personal trainers that were already Beachbody coaches. They kind of pushed me to actually learn more, to be more. I wanted to provide my customers with something that they just couldn't get from any other coach. And I saw personal training, or at least gathering that skill set as that thing. So I went ahead and actually pursued education in personal training. Went ahead and got certified by NASM as a CPT, certified personal trainer, and as a PES, performance enhancement specialist. Um, Currently, I'm actually studying for the FNS, which is the fitness nutrition specialist, that certification, and I'm also studying for my precision nutrition certification. So there you have it. I have those two certs, working on two more, and this is where I'm at. The one thing that really, really kind of pushed me over the edge was, even before I became a Beachbody coach, was my daughter. Sometimes it just takes one thing or one person to say one thing to you to really spark a whole movement. And I remember laying back on the couch one day, flipping the channel with the remote, just being a regular lazy boy. And my daughter walks up to me. I have my shirt off or whatever, and she pats me on my stomach. It's like, "Hey, you fat boy." And you talk about a gut check, man. Like, no pun intended, that hurt. That really, really hurt me. That let me know that I had gotten too far. This had gone too far. So, like I said, I became a Beachbody coach, went ahead, pursued personal training, and then I've been hungry, starving for this knowledge and this education ever since. I've been really pushing everybody around me, so much so that, family joke, they used to call me Tybo Man, and, this and that. And of course, then, it went from teasing to, "Hey, let me get a copy of," and, and all the way down the line. But needless to say, they know what I'm about because I've locked in, and I'm the type of person, I'm all or nothing. Like, when I latch my mind and my heart around an idea, it's going to happen. When it happens, you know, it may not happen right away, but it will happen. And that's where I'm at right now with Ante Up Fitness personal training. You know, I started out doing free sessions. And I remember that vividly, just trying to get anybody to let me train them just so I could sharpen my skills. And then, I went through that phase and then went through the whole, I'm going to be the cheap personal trainer because I can't do this for free anymore. But, I really don't want to beat people over the head with a price. And, I went through all of that. And, finally got some real mentoring in personal training. And it really kind of helped me take steps. So, I went to, I went from the cheap personal training sessions. I started doing outdoor boot camps. Had the outdoor boot camps. Started doing mobile training in home. Going to clients' home. Did a little bit of online training, and now I'm actually here in a studio, a private studio. I even trained at a popular chain for a short period of time. Learned a lot of lessons about what I don't like. Very few about what I did, but a lot about what I don't. So, I'm not gonna sit there and completely throw shade. It was a valuable learning experience. I'll say it like that. But nonetheless, I'm here in this private studio, and my dream is not gonna stop here. To me, this is just the beginning. This is another, I won't even say landing point, but another stepping stone. And I'm grateful for the situation I have here. I have a great setup. Um, Pretty much have free run of the studio. I have a great mentor that I pretty much look up to because of what they've accomplished in their lifetime as a personal trainer. So it's nothing less than a blessing, to look at somebody who was born a crippled baby, and now I'm teaching others how to actually walk a healthy lifestyle. Most people look at that as ironic, and I don't. I look at that as definitely something that was predestined to happen. So that's it in a nutshell. That's who I am. That's the underlying reason behind what I do. And I don't know. To me, I can only see things going up from here. There's a lot more to the story, of course. When you get into the details, I could sit here and talk for hours, but I won't. I just wanted to get something on video to really just open up those doors and just say hello. Here I am. If you want to sit and talk, My door is open. Let's pull up a table. Pull up a chair at the table. And let's break some bread. So once again, this is Lawrence McKay with Ante Up Fitness Personal Training, and day one of my challenge in the books. And yep,